Hi students, in today's civics class we discuss the election commission. So in civics chapter the election we began with the discussion of the topic election. We understood what is election. It is a procedure of choosing the representatives by the voters to form the government. Then we also discussed about two kinds of election, that is direct election and indirect election. Direct election is held for Lok Sabha in the union level and for state legislative assembly in the state level, and indirect election is held in the Rajya Sabha in the union level, and also if there are two houses in the state level, then means Vidhan Sabha, that is state legislative assembly. Vidhan Parishad is that state legislative council. State legislative council is equivalent to Rajya Sabha in the union level. Okay. So in the state level, indirect election is held in Vidhan Parishad, that is state legislative council. You see children, in India we have only two states, we have these two houses are there. Otherwise most of all the states, most of the states in our country, we have only one house. Which house is that? State legislative assembly, and state legislative council is not there in most of the houses. Okay, so we have to only think of state legislative assembly in the state level. So direct election is held in Lok Sabha and also in the state legislative assembly. Clear? Then we also discussed about three type of election, that is general election, midterm election and by-election. General election is held in a country after the completion of the 5-year term of a government. The election is held. The term of a government is 5 years. So the 5-year term is over, then the next general election is held. So general election is held in union level once the government completes the 5-year term. In the state level, once the state government completes the 5-year term. Okay, so that is called general election. Now, what is midterm election? Suppose a government comes to the power without the majority. We can call that government as coalition government. So, if the coalition government is there, they rule the country or the state with the support of other parties. Suppose other parties withdraw their support in any circumstances, what happened? That government collapses. So, in that case, means the government means we have to go for another election for choosing the next government. So what is midterm election? So the election which is held before the completion of 5-year term is called what? Midterm election. Now, what is by-election? By-election means the election which is held to fill up a vacant post, a vacant seat is called what? By-election. So difference is that by-election is held for only one person, one representative. So for example, 543 members are there in Lok Sabha. So one person, one seat is became vacant due to the resignation of that particular member, or due to the death of that person, or sometimes what is that the government itself can send the person out of the chair. That means due to his involvement in corruption or any other issues. So different reason can be there for becoming a particular seat vacant. So in such case, a seat is vacant, the election is held to fill up only for that particular seat is called what? By-election. So this also we discuss very clearly. And today we have to discuss about the election commission. This is also very simple. We need to only learn a few things about election commission. Rest of the topics are being eliminated. Now, what is election commission? Election commission is an independent body to conduct the election in our country. We learn the importance of election. Okay, India is a democratic country. In order to establish a democratic government, it is very important for us to conduct a free and fair election. So this election commission is responsible for conducting election in our country. So election commission is not at all under the control or pressure of any of the factors, like no political party can pressurize or influence the election commission, no government can put any pressure on the election commission. So none of the other body in our country can have any control over the election commission, because they are responsible for conducting free and fair election in order to establish a democratic government in our country. Okay, now what is the composition of election commission? The election commission consists of chief election commissioner and other election commissioner. If a question come, the composition of election commission, you have to write what? The election commission consists of chief election commissioner and other election commissioner. So the head of the election commission is chief election commissioner. Okay. Now what is the term of election commission? The election commissioner's term is 6 years. 6 years is the term of the election commissioner. Then who chooses the election commissioner? Who appoint the election commissioner? The president is responsible for the appointment of election commissioner. Okay, so we have discussed about all the important points about election commission. Nothing else you have to study. You have to study only this much. What is the importance of election commission? Election commission is important in our country to conduct a free and fair election to establish a democratic form of government. Then who appoints the election commissioner? President appoints the election commissioner. What is the term of election commission? 6 years. Then these are all the important points. Okay, so then they have got number of functions and powers. Their important powers means this is not there included with the syllabus. Like their important power is that what, to prepare the voters list. So suppose who are the people who are eligible to cast their vote in a particular constituency, the area which is fixed for the election. From each constituency they will prepare a voters list. So those people are only allowed to cast their vote. Then they will also the candidature. Suppose anybody want to contest the election, you have to submit all your documents to the election commission. They will scrutinize it, go through. Then they will give the permission. Then only you can contest the election. Then they will appoint, they will allot the symbols and all. They will recognize the political party, means they will allow the parties to contest the election. All these are the important powers and function. And then they will fix the date of the election. Then what is at the time of election also they have to ensure that a free and fair election is held or not, no any kind of corruption or evil practices or such kind of what is that, means they have to see that, means right persons are coming to cast their vote, when counting, all these things are responsible, means these are held under the control of election commission. So that in India we have an independent election commission. Clear for you? So we are winding up the topic, the civics. Next class we will discuss the chapter Delhi Sultanate.